Hey, yo, I don't know what just happened with the video there, but we're here. It is Wednesday. It's 9 p.m. and we're ready to talk some bare knuckle on the Mike and Mish show. What up, Mike?
Bare knuckle, baby.
Yeah,
We're
bare
here. Here we are. Hello.
Yeah.
We're back. We're back in black. Well, we're not in black at all, actually.
No, we're
We're in
both kind
green.
of wearing green tonight. I don't know. We didn't
The old,
coordinate this. We're not wearing the same colors, but similar.
when you got on earlier, I was like, oh, great. Here we go.
Couple of flaunters.
A couple of flaunters on here, just matching flaunters.
Couple of flaunters flaunting around, matching
Unbelievable.
t-shirts and shit.
Can't
Yeah,
even
man.
do anything around you.
Unreal.
We're just always
Unreal.
wearing the same shit.
Unreal. Well, Mike, welcome to the show, buddy. It's good to see you. You weren't really at work today. I didn't see much of you. You were over at the conference, but
Doing a conference thing, that's
yeah.
what I do now. I do a couple of things like conferences. I sit in on meetings and I sit in on other meetings, and then every now and then I get to go to a conference. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
Mike's pretty important these days. He's a supervisor now, so he gets to go to conferences and shit.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah.
good for you, Mike.
I
Well,
sit in
hey.
things called auditoriums.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That must have been
And
boring.
there
as
are
hell.
guest speakers. Oh,
Yeah,
it's,
did you have a blast? And tell the
I had a
truth.
blast. Oh, I had a blast. You know what I did do though? I got to eat free breakfast sandwich, free coffee, free
Oh,
donuts. Listen, that's good enough for me.
hey, that's good enough for me. And you got to go home early. So hey,
Yeah.
that's a win for old Mikey over there. Well,
Hell
hey,
yeah.
we got a great show for you guys tonight. We got both gentlemen that'll be duking it out this weekend in the main event at BKFC 74, Salt Lake City. The champ himself is already ready and waiting to come on. So we'll get right to him in a second here. But we got the reigning, defending, undisputed BKFC light heavyweight champion Mike the Marine Richmond coming on. And after we finish up with Mike, we're going to talk to his opponent, Josh D-Day Dyer. Always dangerous, Josh Dyer. So without further ado, Mike, why don't we shout out our sponsors real quick and get this show on the road? What do you say?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Crank up that yuck it up voice. Let me
I'm
hear
ready. I'm ready. All right, give it to me. Dynamic life, sexual health, weight loss, and anti-aging. Retake control of your life by reaching optimal health. Visit www.livedynamic.com. It's the only online platform where you can become a patient in under 20 seconds. Also, check out their Instagram page at Live Dynamic. That's L-I-V Dynamic on Instagram.
Gets me every time, Mike. Good job. All right. And when you're done there, head over to the Rasha Elite on Instagram at Rasha Elite. They are the official mindset recovery and performance partner of the BKFC, as well as multiple champions within the BKFC and the Mike and Mish show. If you get over to their Instagram at Rasha Elite, there's a link in the bio that'll take you to the Rasha.com, and you can learn all about getting yourself right with that official championship mindset. Let's go, Mike. What do you say we get this show on the road? Our first guest is in the waiting room. What do you think?
Oh, I say we do it. So that means the rest of you stay tuned, because when we come back, we will be joined by the champ, Mike the Marine Richmond.
He is. What up, Mike? How's it going, buddy?
What's happening, guys? How you doing?
What's up?
Sorry. Fucking
Good to see you. Good to see you. The last time we talked to you was prior to your last fight. And
Yeah.
since then, my friend, you have reached the top. You are the undisputed champion, and you celebrated by getting married. A lot of big things have happened in the world of Mike Richmond, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. It's been a busy past few months. Definitely a lot of enjoyable action that happened from the fight to getting married and so on.
Yeah, incredible, man. And the thing is, like, you went in there against the champ at the time was Jared Warren, and everybody had seen the run that he had been on. Jared looked amazing against Doug Christie. He had been and had um did I say his name right? Doug Christie's an NBA basketball,
Yeah,
right?
I knew you're gonna catch it. It's good.
Yeah, I caught
You're
it. He
good.
played for the Sacramento
Yeah,
Kings in the
that's the
fucking
right guy.
90s. Jesus
He's the
Christ.
same guy.
Anyways, he had been on this run, and you went in there in December and just made it look easy. No offense to Jared. And you looked like you were right where you should be at the top of the game. We've been saying this for a long time. You are one of the best in the world to do this sport, whether you're in that top 5 of the pound for pound rankings or not. I think people should recognize that you are one of the best to do this, and you proved it again on that championship night.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a good night. It was a good night. You know, in this sport, a bare knuckle, when you get to highly trained individuals in bare knuckle boxing or bare knuckle fighting, you know, anything can happen. You know, at a drop of a dime, especially when you got two talented guys with punching power. You know, it can be over quickly. And now we're running into another scenario where we're two crazy guys.
Animal.
So.
Before we talk about Josh, though, I wanted to talk about like your career. It's been a long career. You've been kicking ass for a long time, but the journey through life for you has been you've been fighting wars inside and outside of the ring, and like all this came to fruition after what 20 years of fighting pro, or almost 20 years of fighting pro. You get to hoist the world to the undisputed world champion. You were the interim world champ before, and you got to bring that thing home and hang it on the wall of your gym next to all those UFC belts. Man, that must have been can you describe like what was going on in your body and your mind when you finally reached that pinnacle and were able to bring that belt back home to the gym?
Yeah, you know, it's hard to really put it into words. You know, it's you reflect back on a long career. You know, I went pro in 2008, right when I got out of the Marine Corps, right? So you go on this long journey of ups and downs and peaks and valleys and roadblocks and all of that. And you get knocked down, you dust yourself off, you get back up again, you know, over time. And it felt just, you know, how to describe it, just all the years of hard work finally came to fruition. You know what I mean? Like, you can finally reflect back and be like, damn, you know, getting back up, keep grinding, keep doing it. Keep trying to take the hill, man. Just keep taking the hill. Just you fucking die on the hill, get up and keep going again. And reaching the top as the undisputed, you know, the legitimate official champ, it felt amazing. And then you add that into, you know, add that onto the academy in Brooklyn Center's their wall of fame, you know, to be on that wall with Sean Shirk, Brock Lesnar, and Rose Namajunas.
Insane.
Yeah, it felt pretty bad. Yeah, to part of history, especially with that gym and the state.
What I think is even like, I don't know if it's crazy, it's awesome, it's a bunch of things all wrapped up together, is the fact that you said you were done. You know, you're like, I'm done. You one day you just after the fights, you were like, I am done after that Mundell fight. And I only know you from fighting, right? So it's not like I know you so well that I can just read you. But something in my mind when I saw that, I go, no, it's not time to say goodbye to Mike Richmond. I just didn't feel it in my body. I did not feel it.
Yeah.
I did not think you were gone forever. I just didn't. And I'm not going to be like, oh, I knew, but I just didn't feel it. I didn't feel like you were done watching you fight and what you had done. I was like, there's no way he's never going to fight again. And then you come back and it was like the fucking drop of a dime. You're the champ.
Yeah. 2 fights later, you're the champ.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, what is the emotional roller coaster from you're like, I'm done with fighting to you're the champ and you're married. How about that?
Yeah, I think maybe you know, maybe saying I was retired was a little premature coming off of those 2 knockout losses. You know, maybe I got in my own head. Maybe you know, I've already admitted I rushed into the Mundell fight too early, and that is what it is. That's fighting. What am I going to say no to a title fight? No, no, I'm not ready, guys. After the Lorenzo fight, no, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, sure. In hindsight, I prematurely said I was done. I was caught up in my emotions, and then after I let some time digest a little bit of everything, kind of just laid out a little bit, and then I realized in my mind, and I was mentally getting in a good place again, physically in a good place, mentally and physically in a good place. When those things were starting to align, I'm like, man, I still got more, and I still got more. Like, what am I thinking? And then I didn't never, it sucked because I didn't want to come across as like, oh, look at me, I'm retiring. I didn't want to be one of those guys that retired and unretired, but I fucking did it, right? So it is what it is.
This has got to be, combat sports is the one like sport where people retire and unretire all the time, right?
Right.
It's all the other like ball sports and regular like stick and ball sports. When they retire, they're pretty much retired. Like Michael Jordan came out of retirement, but he's Michael Jordan. But for the most part, when a regular sport athlete retires, they're done. I feel
You
like
gotta get on a team.
I feel like in combat
sports.
sports it happens a lot, man. It happens a lot, and we knew you weren't done yet. And you came back a couple fights later. You're the world champion. Before we move on to your upcoming fight, I wanted to know, like, you had such a long MMA career and weren't able to get your hands on gold there. What does it mean to you to be the world champion of bare knuckle fighting? Because one thing about you, Mike, I feel like this sport was made for you. And like, I feel like if this sport was around 15 years ago or 18 years ago, when you started your pro career, you might not have gone so long in the MMA world. This might have been your thing right along.
Yeah.
What's it mean to be the champion of this?
No, it's so easy to say, like it means the world and it means this and that. It's awesome, man. It's badass. I always try to be cool as a cucumber, calm type of dude, humble guy. Victory, defeat, everything. And just try to live by that just calm demeanor. But it does feel awesome to be the champ in BKFC, and to do it in the fashion that I did it, and to still compete at a high level at a 50-pound, talking about 40-50-pound up weight class difference than what I used to do. Like all of those things are very, very prideful for me. And then for my children to be like, oh yeah, that's my dad, he's the champ. That fucking means the world to me. Maybe the 28-year-old version of me, 10, 11 years ago would be feeling differently as a champion than I do at my age now. But it's awesome, man. All that hard work. But I agree with you. If this sport was where it was way back then, I probably would have made the transition much earlier, because this is my ball game.
With you, Mike, I feel like you are one of the most respected fighters on the roster. I don't feel like you have too many haters. You do your thing, you stay quiet. Even when you're in the ring, when you drop somebody, you're known for that cold, like you turn around, walk over, lean against the ropes. You're not disrespectful to your opponent. How do you feel like you're going to be remembered as a fighter for this organization?
Obviously I want to be remembered as a champ. You know what I mean? No matter how long this journey goes, I want to be remembered as a champ, one of the greatest, pound for pound, one of the greatest during this era, right? Because there's going to be go through this sport. That's just the fact and the reality of it. And and a true kind of American pioneer that was one of the starting blocks of really the great bare knuckle fighter during the starting genesis of it being legal in the US, to be a part of that, because there's different levels of fighters. You all see it on the cards that you go to, and to be put in that group of the best during this time and in this era, that means a lot. That's awesome. So hopefully 10, 20 years down the road, people are like, man, remember those Mike Richmond fights? Like I love the Arturo Gatti of bare knuckle. I want to be like that.
When people are having that Mount Rushmore conversation 10 years from now, like, you know what I mean? Like they're doing all the time now with the UFC, and they're always having that now MMA's been around for 35 years. People are having those conversations about who's on that Mount Rushmore. Maybe 20 years from now, when they're putting that Mount Rushmore up there, they're talking about Mike Richmond. And are there any fighters that you would like to fight before it's all said and done? I know you want to defend your title and you want to be an active champion, and of course you do, but like, are there any fighters, for legacy reasons, would you, even if a belt was not on the line, is there a fighter out there or a couple fighters out there that you would like to scrap with before it's all said and done?
Well, obviously, there was rumblings of the potential Mike Perry fight. I think I would really want that in the fight for that fucking, the bare knuckles BMF.
King of Violence.
Violence. Sorry, I shouldn't say BMF out loud, right? I'll get in trouble. Our King of our King of Violence title. That title aside, it's just for all fun and games to see who's about to fight Mike Perry. Obviously, is the reality of it. That is, hopefully, that doesn't get into the dream realm of the fight that's never going to happen. Mundell, that fight too, obviously, to run back their history. That's the fight that I really want, that I don't want to. It's still in that reality range, right? We're still in that reality range of it could happen. I don't want to lose grip of it to where now it just becomes a dream fight. A dream fight is Conor, right? Conor, no one's ever, you're not going to fight Conor. It's just reality.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That
turn blue. It's not going to fucking happen. And then, anyone wants to go back and get their L's, everyone wants a chance. I want to give Mundell a better version of myself. I consider him the pound for pound number one right now. And then whenever Lorenzo deals with whatever he's dealing with, obviously you want to run that back with him, because we put on, the build up for the fight, and then the fight itself was special. So to run those back would be great as well. So there's options for me down the road. And it's an exciting thing, but the dream fight that is still close to being reality,
Mike Perry.
We just, and I know he's itching to get back in there too. He wants the big name, and I told him, I'm like, hey, when you don't get the big name that you want, let's fucking dance.
You've been in contact with him? You talked to Mike Perry at all about fighting? I feel like he's been MIA lately. Well, because he's been doing his own thing, His
own thing. And I respect the guy. He's got his own little promotion, this and that. He's turning into the businessman style type of fighter, and that's awesome. I think every fighter wants to get to that level, right? I remember just after I won that title, after the gym, like when I'm walking out, Perry's like, I want that belt, Mike. I want that belt. And
I remember that.
Yes.
I remember that.
It was respectful, kind of jaw-jacking back and forth, and then that's what it was. He had a little interview talking about the potential matchup, but we'll see, man. I'm sure there's a lot to fight him.
That would be one incredible return fight for Mike Perry to the BKFC. Bring him back and throw him in there with the Marine. Oh my God, fucking BKFC fans would be creaming their pants over that one. Unbelievable. Yeah, let's talk about your upcoming fight. You have a fight this weekend, and you guys are cool with each other. Like, we've talked to you and Josh in the past, and you've both said nice things about each other. One thing about Josh is he is an incredible athlete, right? He's obviously built like a fucking truck, and anybody that can knock somebody out and do a backflip in the ring at his size impresses me. What are your thoughts about your opponent going in there this weekend, Josh D-Day Dyer?
You know what, he is, the friendship aside, and we have great friendly words. We've kicked it with each other on a handful of occasions. We've had, good times, right? I would consider him more than just an acquaintance, but we both know we got to go in there and try to fuck each other up. Him as a fighter, he's a wild card because, he fights sometimes can fight at weird angles, weird approach, but he attacks and he attacks. Everyone says he is an athlete. He is. He's explosive. The best way I've described the difference between him and I is he's a combine athlete. Like he's gonna put up big combine numbers. You know what I mean? He's that. He's gonna jump high. He's gonna bench press a shit ton of weight. He's gonna do all those things. I'm a athlete. Prize fighting. I'm an athlete based on the actual sport itself. I'm not saying that he's not, But yes, I'm not going to jump as high as him. I'm not going to do a backflip handspring at the end of a.
Yeah.
But my hip movement, my feet work, all that, my hand-eye coordination, that's just strictly based on bare knuckle boxing, right? Bare knuckle fighting.
Right.
Type of athlete I am, and he is that kind of melting pot of both. Like he's that combine athlete where he can jump to the roof, but he can also hit hard, attack his opponent. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, are you calling him Brian Bosworth? Is that what you're calling it? Brian? The Brian No, that's an insult to Josh Dyer. He's not the Brian Bosworth of the BKFC. I will say this about Josh, and what is dangerous for Josh when stepping into the ring with you is Josh has been known to get hit. He will take a shot. Most of his opponents land something on him, but he usually lands something back. You know what I mean? Josh is a beast. Every one of his victories, he has, like a little bit of blood on his nose, or he has something going on. That's dangerous when he steps into a ring, like into the squared circle with a guy like yourself, who we just saw what you did to Jared Warren, man. Like when you throw your shots, they are placed perfectly and they fucking damage almost every single time you land. I always go back to the Lorenzo fight. Yes, you did lose that fight, but the first minute and 50 seconds of that first round was a absolute display of how to fight fucking bare knuckle. Yeah. Everything you threw was landing on Lorenzo in that first round. It was incredible. When you throw, you land, right? That would probably be the biggest thing he needs. Obviously, he needs to worry about that with you.
Yeah, I think he's aware of it. His team's aware of it. I think what happens for me in my case, people get to have short-term memory whenever you're matched up to fight me, whether you're a fight fan, a fight enthusiast, or a fighter yourself. You think, oh, you're just fighting a little guy. Mike, he used to be a little guy. And over and over and over again in fights, I continuously remind people that I hit really hard. Not only am I really accurate, but I also I hit hard, and I sit down on my shots and I can hit with good power. So then I remind fighters that when they step in the ring with me, and I think he's smart enough and aware of that, but he is an animal. You know what I mean? If you watch his fights, you see him. He's on a mission to just close with and destroy his enemy. And it's going to be my job to take advantage of those small openings to make it happen.
Fun fact, I actually think that, unless you met Josh before this, I think that we met you and we met Josh in Birmingham, Alabama, where I assume you guys might have met each other because it was the first time you guys both fought. I think Josh fought before you, but it was the first time you fought. It was when you fought Marcel Stamps and he fucking tried to come in for the, and you didn't budge.
Yeah, Josh and I know each other briefly. Even before that, we fought on the very first Valor card.
Oh, that's right. That is right. Oh my God,
all about
I didn't put that together.
You guys were both rocking those spandex pants.
Yeah, rocking the spandex pants in
JC Lamas. Oh my
arena. And I remember seeing him then, and I'm like, this dude is fucking wild. This dude's nuts. He's just coming for a kill. His fucking eyes are just fucking ready to kill. And I'm like, I respected that. And then I remember seeing him. I honestly, and it was no hate to Lorenzo, because my very first fight, obviously was the co-main event against Stamps, and I forgot that Lorenzo and Dyer were on that card. But I honestly thought that. Looking back, I thought Dyer was going to beat Lorenzo because I didn't really know much of Lorenzo, but I knew who Dyer was. I knew he was fucking, a big fucking beast, and obviously it didn't go his way. And then he continued to evolve and get better and better. Like the Dyer that fought Lorenzo is not the Dyer that you see now.
He also got LASIK, right? He got LASIK eye surgery. I know in that fight he was having a lot of trouble with his contacts. I'm not saying that's exactly why he lost, but I remember him specifically like. The contact, right? Yes, they came out or something happened. He kept going over the corner and it was fucking with him. And I know since then he did get LASIK to kind of, Get rid of that shit. Get rid of the contacts. So I can't even imagine. I don't even want to put contacts in my eyes. I don't wear glasses or contacts, but I can't imagine putting them in my eyes. Never mind fucking having them punched into my eyes. Like when you have contacts in fighting bare knuckle, that sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah, I didn't even know that he was dealing with that. That'd be a nightmare.
Yeah, I think if you go back and watch the fight, you'll see him like one of the times he got knocked down, he had gone over to his corner, and I think he was putting him in or taking him out. You remember that, Kyle?
Yeah.
Something was going on with his
They
contacts.
kept, I think
weird.
it kept falling out of it. I think one of them kept falling out. I'm like,
Yeah.
how are you even fighting with those fucking things in?
I know.
It's insane. One time in my entire life, I wear glasses, but one time in my entire life, I put contacts in my eyes, and it had nothing to do with wearing glasses. I was Riddick from the Chronicles of Riddick for a Halloween. Like Mike, you do like Halloween things at you do costume parties at your club. We did one at the club that I worked at, and I went as Riddick, the Vin Diesel character from Chronicles of Riddick, and I had to put those white fucking contacts in my eyes so that they looked like they were glowing in black light.
Yeah,
dude, it took my girl and her friend to fucking hold my head down. She's like holding my head down like this. The other one's holding her fucking my eye open. And she's like trying to. It took like 45 minutes to get them goddamn things in my eyes. I couldn't let him do it. And I wasn't getting punched in the face that night. You know what I'm saying? Like, God bless Josh Dyer, man. Fucking. And you mentioned his eyes, right? Josh has a twinkle in his eye. Like, there is something wrong with that fucking guy. I love hanging out with Josh. Like when we were out in Sturgis, we were out at the after party, the grunt style after party, and everybody's having a blast, and he's smiling. He's got this fucking look in his eye, dude. I said it to him that night. I was like, I was like, man, Josh, you look like a complete fucking psycho. I love it. It's great.
He's ready to just wreak havoc. Yeah, he's definitely got the look.
I love it. So this main event is a fan pleaser for sure. You went out there in December, you took home the title. After you won the title, you celebrated by getting married, right? You and Brittany tied the knot. You are now a married man. What can you possibly do to celebrate victory this time? You come out the victor in Salt Lake City. What are the big plans? Because how you going to top a wedding?
I don't know. The kids been bugging us about taking a big family trip, so we're gonna have to do one of those things. I figure I'll go somewhere.
Late night Domino's with Gio. That's what I would say.
Oh my god, dude, Mike, did we tell you?
I always bring it up,
dude. Did we tell you? Okay, did we tell you that Gio fucking dropped off cheeseburgers in front of our hotel room doors?
Oh my god, I forgot all about that.
It's like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and Gio fucking texts Mike.
We were hanging out all night. That's why. We were at Philly was this for Knucklemania 5, Kyle?
Knucklemania 5, yeah.
Knucklemania 5. Gio's there. He's down. I gave him the ball that you punched that's on your head, right? Mm-hmm. And he was walking around. He's talking to us. We're editing video till 2:30 in the morning, right? We're finally like, we're done. He's like, I'm going to go get food. Okay, see ya. Have a good night. Next thing, I get a text. He goes, hey, I left some cheeseburgers at your door. And I'm like, no fucking way. So I go to my hotel, I go to the door, I open it up, and I look down, and there's a fucking McDonald's back there with fucking 2 double cheeseburgers in it. And I was like, no motherfucking way. Because we were talking about how hungry we were and how we were going to get food that late at night and stuff. And this guy went out, bought food, and got some for us, and then put it at my door. And didn't even want to, like, disturb me. So he just texted me and said it was outside the door, and he, like, left. So I just opened it, was there, and I was like, I called Kyle. I was like, Kyle, I have a double cheeseburger for you from Gio. Fucking guy's great.
That's fucking Gio.
Yep. That is Gio.
He's out of control, man. I love it, man. Hey, I wish you guys the best. I wish we were going to be out in Salt Lake City, because we were out for the last one in Salt Lake City, and we had a blast out there. I think the Bucked Up headquarters is out there. The Black Rifle Coffee headquarters is out there. We went around. We had a good time out there. We won't be there for this one, unfortunately.
Try to get that sponsorship, Mike. Go over to the Black Rifle Coffee and get that sponsorship. I mean, come on.
You're made for that shit.
Hell yeah.
That's a perfect sponsorship right there. It's like right off the highway. It's right near the it's right near the Bucked Up Energy place too. And they have baristas in there too, so it's kind of, you could go there and get Black Rifle coffee. They'll make you whatever, you know. It's a nice little store they have going on.
Good
Kyle,
time.
before we say our goodbyes here, we do have something to give away.
Oh yeah, that's right, Mike. We so the guys over at Extreme BKFC fans page, Big Russ Maxim over there has this awesome photo of you signed by you. And whoever wants to win this photo of you, all they have to do, and you kind of gave them a hint earlier.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the first person to write
Unsolicited
in the
hint.
comment section, the 3 bare knuckle organizations that Mike has fought for professionally. Drop the 3 organizations in the comment section. First person to do it wins that awesome picture of you, Mike. And while we're waiting for our winner, let's let you say your final words to anybody who's going to be paying attention out in Salt Lake City, BKFC 74, when you take on Josh Dyer. The floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, man. I just hope everyone that is tuning into this show here, I'm assuming they're all going to tune in this Saturday, and then tell your friends, tell everyone it's going to be an electric fight on the zone. You know, Josh and I are going to get after it, and we're going to put on a hell of a fight, and a hell of a show. You know, I've seen he posted pictures of himself a couple of weeks ago. The dude already looks shredded, and he looked shredded and diced up a couple of weeks ago, like he was ready on weight. One thing I do know about, when people sign on a dotted line to fight me, I seem to get the best versions. I seem to get the very, very best versions of them when they come to fight me, and I'm expecting that from Josh. You know, he looks like he's in great shape. He looks like he's in a good mental place, and he wants to come after. You know, he wants to be the champ, and I know what it's like to be on the journey of clawing and climbing to become a champ, climbing, keep taking that hill. And then once you become the champ, then it's like the next thing is, you know, to try to defend the title, you know, to hold the title. And that's the next battle, is to hold the title, defend the line. And
defend the line.
We're going to get out there. We're going to fucking make it happen. Someone's going night-night, no doubt about it. Yeah.
That's it. You guys got a hell of a card too out there, man. I wish we were going. Mike, thank you as always for coming on, especially fight week. We don't usually do this, but your management company was like, hey, you got to get these 2 fucking guys on. Of course we're going to say yes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes we like to leave you guys alone on fight week, but thank you so much for giving us some of your time tonight. Mike, do we have a winner?
We do have a winner, and it is this gentleman right here, David Shipley, BKB. Valor, BKFC.
There it is.
You get an autographed photo in this one.
Yeah, you go ahead and message us your address, and we'll send you that awesome picture of Mike.
Look at that.
There it is. There was one person that typed in before him, but he wrote this. I'm gonna put it up on screen because I'm gonna embarrass him.
You fought for Bob?
Yeah, Valor, BKFC, and Bob. So you failed that one there, Big Ben. Bob puts on smokers. Yeah.
Listen, Big Ben, you could have fought for Bob. We just don't know. But the thing is that, you know, Big Ben's a negative 1% owner of our company. So I don't even know if we should even give him anything if he wins.
Yeah, fuck him.
Except one of these right here. I give him one of these. Pow, right in the kisser.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. Mike, you got anything else for Mike Richmond?
Mike, it's always great to talk to you. You know, you've been on the show so many times. You always give us time, no matter what. It doesn't matter if we actually come on the podcast or if we go to an event. You always stop and talk to us, and I love it. We respect you very much. I hope you do know that. So, man, I know people always say I don't need luck, whatever, but it's just easy for me to say. So I'm just gonna say good luck in your fight, and we wish we were there to watch you guys fight, because both of you guys are great stand-up dudes, and you know, and we love some bare knuckle. But hey, thank you for coming on, and we will talk to you again real soon.
All right, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, we'll be right back after this.
If you don't see it, you're going down. That's exactly what happened. Wow.
Michael.
Michael
Great.
Motorcycle.
Always great talking to Mike Richmond, man. Fucking love that dude. What a banger this weekend, huh? What a fucking banger between two savages, him and Josh. Obviously, you guys see that Josh is not on the screen right now. So we are supposed to talk to Josh. We're having a hard time getting a hold of him. They are working on that right now. But, dude, I said it earlier and I meant it. Josh needs to avoid taking a shot this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He does get poked here and there once in a while, and on most of his, the last one not so much. In Sturgis, he made real quick work of Wild Bill, but in the previous fights, Josh comes out the victor, but he gets into a fucking war, and I don't know if you want to be warring with fucking Mike Richmond. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That dude is a sniper, man. It's fucking crazy. What do you think about this fight, man? Fan friendly, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. These guys are both, like you said, Josh Dyer. Nobody, not Josh. I can't even just say Josh Dyer needs to. Anybody that fights Mike Richmond cannot afford to be hit. Probably not at all, but not cleanly. Like, you just can't come in and just take shots from him. You just, maybe he doesn't catch you complete, but he's going to catch you. Like, the odds of him, he doesn't, like you said earlier, like,
you don't miss.
He doesn't miss. He throws very precisely. He does not waste shots. He's not swinging like a maniac. He waits and he takes a shot. And when he takes a shot, he's usually going to land it. You know what I mean? Like, he has a very high percentage of landing punches, it's really unbelievable when you watch it back. And the thing is, too, is I feel the same way about him that I felt like, and it's easy because, Conor, when I used to watch McGregor fight, I knew that it did not matter when. So it didn't matter if he was getting beat up, right? If he could get up, even if he was on his back for 2 rounds, if he can get to his feet, when he lands a punch, he's still going to have power behind it. And that's what was dangerous about him. Because people would beat him up and be like, "Oh, Conor's done. They got him down." Da, da, da. He'd get up.
The Chad Mendes fight.
That's exactly what I'm thinking of, too.
Perfect example. Yeah.
If he gets up, it doesn't matter if he's tired. He still just has so much power in his punch. Certain people just can do that. And, like, talking about powerful punches, like, I get there's the bigger guys. Like Jared Warren, heavy hands. And remember when he knocked out Tomlinson, remember that fucking smash? He's got heavy hands and he was beating people up left and right. And he still did. He just did it to Carrera, right? He's got heavy hands. He's a big guy, though, too. I'm not taking anything away from him, but he is a big guy naturally. We've been talking about it. Mike Richmond was a very small guy. He was a smaller guy. He's put on weight. But the thing is that the amount of weight that he's put on and the amount of power that is in his punch to knock out guys that go up and fight heavyweight, right? He knocked down Lorenzo. Lorenzo went to fight heavyweight, and I know his heavyweight showing wasn't the greatest, but he's a big guy. Like, when you meet Lorenzo, he's big and man. He's like dense. Like, he is fucking like a rock. You know what I mean? He is a solid dude, and he is strong as fuck. You wouldn't imagine Lorenzo fighting fucking Mike Richmond back when he fought 145. Like, that's insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, so Mike's incredible. And the thing is about Mike Richmond, I feel like even nowadays where he's, he just turned 40 years old and like he is settled into that weight that he fights at is perfect for a man his age, his height, his age, 185 is a fucking perfect size for a guy in that time of his life. You know what I mean? He's not in his 20s anymore. So, but I do think that, like, even right now at 40 years old, Mike could probably cut to 165 and fucking run with most of those guys. You know what I mean? Go toe to toe with every single one of those 165ers. Like, can you imagine a Jimmy Sweeney, Mike Richmond? Or a go-go Mike Richmond, or a fucking any one of those dudes, Rico Franco, Austin Trout. And then you go to if he goes back to 175 and runs it again with Dave Mundell. You know what I mean? Like, I think Dave Mundell catches Mike Richmond on a good day, and it goes a complete different. and he said it himself. He probably took that fight too soon after the loss to Lorenzo. That was a rough loss to Lorenzo, and fighting Dave Mundell just a few months later off of that, we all kind of thought it was a little bit fast to jump right back in there, and he admitted it himself. What I'm saying is, like, 165, 175, 185, probably 205. Mike Richmond could probably fight in any one of those weight classes right now at 40 years old.
Yeah, I was gonna joke with him earlier, and I was gonna say it, but then we got on to something else I was gonna say. Mike, is there a chance we see heavyweight Mike Richmond?
Yeah.
You know,
Dude,
like,
you remember
we
how
see it?
big when he got in that scrap in the lobby with at the press conference when Lorenzo
in Orlando.
the video that led to it all, like the video of him and Lorenzo seeing each other, having that face off. Mike was big there. Mike was easily 205, 210 standing there in front of Lorenzo. Like, he was thick. He looked like he could have fought easily at 205. You know what I mean? It's his height that'll come into factor there. But yeah, Mike Richmond I feel like he's like he's in a different bracket than a lot of, and nothing against any of the other bare knuckle fighters that are on the roster, but I feel like there's about a top 10%, and Mike has been in there since he stepped foot in the square circle. And if it wasn't for the final 10 seconds of that Lorenzo fight, you know what I mean? If he would have just rode that round out to the second round and just continued doing what he was doing in the first round, you know what I mean? He would have never lost that fight. And the Dave Mundell fight would have never fucking happened. You know what I mean? It would have, that one little got overzealous and tried to go in for the kill, bit him. You know, it nipped him, and he fucking took the L, took another one, took a short retirement, came back, looked good against Eric Lozano, got a title shot, looked great against Jared Warren, and I would imagine he's just going to look even better this time against Josh Dyer. And we all know Josh. It's going to be a fucking banger, dude. I wonder what the audience thinks. I saw that Howie said that it's a coin flip for him. I wonder what everyone thinks. Like, who wins this fight? For the diehard BKFC fans out there, who do you guys think wins this fight? Mike Richmond or Josh Dyer? Because they're both fucking nasty.
I'm gonna look right now and see what they've got the odds at. What do you think? What do you think here? Let's see what they have.
I would think Josh is like a plus 250 underdog.
They don't have it on here.
They don't have
They'll have it here, though. They'll have it somewhere. Let me look. They don't have it on Bet Online AG is where I usually go because they've been doing the odds for so long. I like to just go there. But I'm going to look right now. And let's see what we have. People in the chat, what do you think? Who do you think's going to win? And what do you think the odds are going to be? Kyle, is anybody saying anything?
No one's saying, but I'm going to guess while you're looking it up. I'm going to say it's going to be close. I'm going to say that Mike Richmond is a minus 175 to minus 200 favorite, and Josh is somewhere in the plus 250. I wonder if I'm right. But shout out to everybody that's watching right now. I do want to say that over on Instagram, we had Sugar Shane Jordan in there, Nathan Rivera, Orozco Elite.
Nathan Rivera. What a fight the other night, man.
We got Legend Strode, Lab 111 Pro, Millions.co, a bunch of Jeff Jordan, a bunch of Brian Maxwell's in there. And then over here on Facebook and YouTube, we have a whole bunch of people watching. Shout out to all the regulars, Russ and Big Ben and Howie and Joe Ivy and Swervo and the Cali boys, Corey Rivera. Thank you guys. It's Howie says plus 100 Dyer. Are you saying that because you know it, or are you saying that because that's
what he thinks it is? I was going to say I was looking at like a plus 150, something like that. That's what I was thinking. I'm looking online and I just cannot find odds, like actual odds for the fights right now, which is
That's weird.
Weird.
A couple days out from the fights.
Yeah, I would think that something would be up. I'm looking all around.
By now you would think so.
Let me try something else. See if I can find it here. Yeah, I'm looking all over and I don't see it anywhere. I'm just not finding it. Yep.
Ben says, "Don't you know how he knows everything?"
Oh, Howie does know a lot of stuff, though. I mean, the guy's been around for a bit there. Give him a little bit of credit.
When he's not talking shit.
Give the guy, yeah. Well, he was talking shit about us, I heard, and he was talking shit about Ben too. And now he's talking shit about Dyer and Richmond. We're gonna let them know.
Hey,
however,
listen. Over there on Instagram, we had Andrew Strode on there watching, and now Cutman G just jumped in too.
Oh,
and those two. Shout out to Strode and Cutman G for tuning in. Look at that, boys. Look at that, boys. And that is for the interim flyweight
graphic.
Yeah, beautiful graphic. Hey, while we're waiting on Josh Dyer,
let's go through some of this stuff. What do you think?
But before we go through upcoming stuff, dude, this past weekend.
Okay, yeah, let me.
It was a good card, I thought. Nathan Rivera is the thing that is the subject that jumps right off the page at me for this card. But there was other things that happened, like Papa G got back in the winning column. Jared Warren looked incredible in the winning column. Claudia Zamora, Crystal Pittman ends in a fucking unfortunate, weird way. No contest. But Nate Rivera, man, that's the one that was the standout for me. What did you think about the event, and who was the standout for you?
Nathan Rivera.
Logan Spire was really fucking impressive as well. I will say that. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm saying is it Spires or Spire?
Yes, I know who you're talking about. Yes,
against Quentin Gaskins. He was fucking nasty too. I was very impressed by that guy for a first time. For a debuter in the BKFC. Yeah, our boy Chachi Versace took a loss against Yost. Yost was in here watching earlier. Shout out to him.
Yes, shout out Yost. Got that win. Good job. Chachi, get back to the lab. You'll be back at it soon.
Yep.
Do not hang your head. And
that's the one I was just talking about. Very, very impressive kid. Actually, we're gonna get him on soon. His management, I was talking with them earlier today. He was trying to get him on this week, but we had the champ and the champ and the challenger coming on. I was like, sorry, we'll try to get him on as soon as possible. And I do want to talk to that kid. I think he looked great. He's got charisma. We'll see what they do with him.
The punch summary there.
Look at that.
They threw some shots there.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
It's fucking awesome, man.
And I thought it was
dude, and I thought it was gonna end early, the way the fight started. But Quentin Gaskins showed real toughness and made it a fucking scrap, man. It was awesome. Shout out to both those guys.
Yeah. So Hinton versus Jacobson. Hinton, man, that guy came out to prove something, and he was intense. Talk about intense. He was fucking, whoo, man. I could feel the energy from him in my house all the way from Florida. I was like, God damn, this guy's energy is like it's through the roof right now.
He was like hooking up on a bivouac, Mike. Fucking intense.
Intense. That's correct. Dude,
fucking intense. He
did great, and I'm very happy.
Listen, look at the picture of him. His picture's intense.
Guy. Like he's
his picture's
intense.
The
fight, he came in there. He was like, intense. Nicest guy ever.
Yeah, exactly.
He's such a nice guy. He's such a nice guy. Oh my god, I wish him the best. Jacobson. Another guy. Hey, listen, I don't even know this guy at all. I've never met him before, but I'm sure he'll be back and he'll do his thing, right?
Yeah.
Pittman and Zamora.
This was the one. I will say right now, and I hope Crystal doesn't take offense to this, but she was very fortunate to get that no contest.
Yeah,
because she was losing that fight pretty handily. I mean, she Zamora hit her in the eye in that
Yes.
first round with 2 shots in a row. It was like a right hand uppercut followed by a left hand. That fucking it was like bop bop. Both of them hit the same damn eye 1/2 a second apart from each other, and it was fucking downhill from there.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, you could when she fell. I was like, at first, because I had to watch it back because I didn't actually see the shots land. You know what I mean? Like the first watch, I just knew she had gotten hit. And then she kind of felt her, you could see her touch her eye. You know what I mean? And she got back up. And then that thing started fucking blowing up. And I was like, holy fuck, that don't look good. And it was affecting her right away. As soon as that happened, it went from 50-50 to like 80-20. Like quick, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it was like after that, it just didn't go well for Crystal. And like you said,
Zamora gifted her that one by hitting her down. Zamora fucked up. What was weird to me was the way it all transpired because she did hit her. She didn't like rear back and crack her, but she did pull back and hit her. It was a clear shot while she was down.
Yeah.
So that happens. Excuse me. Then Andy Glenn, separates the two fighters. He warns Zamora, gives her a warning for the illegal shot. Then he walks over and he tells Crystal in her corner that they have a 5-minute recovery period. So I'm like, oh, okay. She's going to take the 5 minutes and they're going to fight some more. And then the fight's over. I thought when the fight was called right there and that Crystal couldn't continue after the 5-minute recovery period, that to me, I thought Zamora was about to get her hand raised because she couldn't recover. She got the full 5 minutes and didn't want to return. I was wrong about that. I guess the doctor called it off. It was called a no contest due to an accidental illegal ground strike.
Yeah.
And I reached out to Big Ben, our boy Big Ben, who's in the comment section, because he went to the Wheelock seminar and became a certified referee and judge. And I said, if she was given the 5-minute grace period,
certified in the course.
Yeah, the course, whatever.
He ain't no judge.
Well,
I'll be the judge of that.
He says he is. Anyways, yeah, I agree with this right here. This is a good comment. That shot was pure instinct, not malice. Exactly. Yeah, it was not malicious. Yeah, she's an MMA fighter. You know what I mean? She has her instinct is to throw another shot when a girl goes down. He said that if it had passed the halfway point in the fight, just like in a baseball game, if you complete 5 innings and then it rains and the weather will not let you continue, but you've completed 5 innings of the game, it's a complete game. If that had happened like halfway through the third round and Crystal couldn't continue, Zamora would have got the win by TKO.
Because they ruled it accidental.
Yes.
If they ruled it that she did it on purpose, which
she would have been DQ'd.
She did, but she didn't. Whatever. Right. She did it on purpose, but by accident.
And Mike,
however way you want to look at it.
You and I were talking about this, guys.
Yeah.
How many times a card does someone get hit when one knee is on the ground? It's almost like every fucking card 5 or 6 times.
Right. All the time. All the fucking time.
It happens all the
night.
time.
It happened that night multiple times. It's just something about bare knuckle fighting that close quarters can grab people and swing, I think is what does it. Because if they were boxing and there was no clinch, I think there would be a lot less strikes on the ground. Because in actual boxing, right, glove boxing, it doesn't really happen that often. Like it happens all the time. And I really think it's because yes, bare knuckle plays a factor. It's a little more fast paced, but the clinch is what does it because you can hold people and hit. So you're just so close and you're just swinging that I don't even know if people even realize people are on the ground sometimes. However, after watching the replay, Pittman takes the knee, and then she kind of steps in and hits her. And yet she didn't fully fledged punch her, but she does punch her in the fucking face while she's
Yeah.
on the ground. So the first time I thought it was like as she was falling, but the second time I watched it, I realized, and listen, judges don't have a second time. The refs don't have a second time.
Mhm.
I watched it a second time and clearly could see she kind of steps in and does hit her. And she didn't fucking like put 120% into this fucking punch, but she did fucking punch her in the face. Yeah. If it was
Yeah.
ruled that it was a legal, like, hey, no warning, no accidental, then she's lucky that didn't happen because no contest enough was probably like, that sucks for Zamora. You know, like she comes in, she didn't win, but
She's
she
lucky it
could have
wasn't a
fucking,
DQ.
right. She's lucky it wasn't a fucking DQ because it could have been. It could have been.
You remember when Melvin Gillard,
her, I was like,
dude, you remember when Melvin Gillard,
with the knee that didn't go down?
yeah. Well, he lost via DQ and like he didn't even hit the dude while the guy was down. Like he like fucking pulled back. He like pulled back and he went to throw the punch and he like stopped himself from doing it. And they fucking DQ'd him for hitting a downed opponent. It was, you know what I mean? Like you say, it happens in the moment. It's hard to fucking tell. Unfortunately, Crystal was having a hard time in that fight. I guess both girls were kind of gifted that no contest. Like as you just said, it could have been a DQ for Zamora and it could have been an L for Crystal. So they get the no contest. Maybe they run it back one more time. And now that they fought once, the approach to that fight might change a little bit for Crystal. Nathan Rivera, dude, dropped for the first time in his career.
Yeah.
Fighting a little goddamn powerhouse and showed resilience, perseverance. He fucking took the knockdown, shook it off, and just absolutely pieced Castro up. And the body shots were spectacular. It was fucking awesome. Like this kid has it all. I said it to someone yesterday. I don't know who he was calling out from Canada. I can't remember. I don't know if he wants to fight that guy Hassan, who's 3-0 with 3 knockouts. I don't know who he was calling out. I can't remember. But if he gets 2 or 3 more wins under his belt, I have no problem. I would love to see 2 young superstars in the making. One of them already almost at star status. Kai Stewart and Nathan Rivera sometime next year for a 145-pound title would be fucking unbelievable. You know what I mean? I know I'm fast tracking this kid, but if he's 6-0 by the end of this year, you know what I mean? He's 4-0 right now.
Right. If he wins a couple more, he goes.
Yeah.
To the
If
top
he's
5,
6-0 by the end of if he's 6-0 by the end of 2025, these guys got to be seeing dollar signs and fucking loving the idea of a Nate Rivera Kai Stewart fight.
Yeah. So I never make any picks. We never really ever do. And it's no offense to Castro or anything, but just by watching Nathan Rivera's like past fights, the way he fights, his confidence, everything, like I'm like, this kid's got it. And he starts fighting and Castro's just going in on him. I'm like, dude, oh my God. He's
a foot shorter. It's like, dude, it was
this guy's fucking intense right now. I'm watching the fights. Like I couldn't believe it. And he was, because I knew he's 0-2 going in and whatever. That doesn't mean anything sometimes, really. Okay, they lost a fight, but it's who they fought. And you know what I mean? It could mean nothing. But man, then Rivera came back. You could tell he had a chip on his shoulder after that, and he came back. And that fucking body shot, and he just waited for the right time and body shot. And then it started leaving his head. He started leaving his head open, because he was fucking waiting for that. He's like wincing, like just waiting for that body shot to come, and he's getting clipped.
Dude, those body shots were fucking damaging him. It's like,
yes.
And he was just like throwing a straight punch to the fucking stomach. It was like, and the first time he hit him, I was like, oh, was that a liver shot? But then they showed the replay and he hit him on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
It was on the opposite side of the liver. So I'm like, oh man, he just fucking cracked him in the stomach hard enough to drop him. It was crazy. It was awesome.
What Rivera did is what in my mind I, as a fucking guy who just watches fighting, thought that Soto was going to do to Tenaglia. You know what I mean? The way that fucking Castro went down with the body shot, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Rivera's going to come back and just hit him to the body over and over again, and it's going to be over like a fucking fantasy, like a dream. That's what I think in my head. I'm playing a video game, and that's exactly what I'm going to do with my character who doesn't feel pain and doesn't get punched. I don't have to feel anything. We just do what I want. You know what I'm saying, Kyle? I'll punch as many times as I want, and I don't run out of any stamina. So, but that's what I thought when I was watching it, and that's what I thought when I was watching the Soto fight. Like, oh, he got him to the body. Now he's going to come back, and he's just going to keep hitting him to the body. It's going to be that easy. Sometimes it's not either that fucking easy.
It's not that easy, yeah. And that kid, Castro kept giving him a fight. It was cool.
It was,
and then he gets the dub. He gets the dub. And he goes over, and I was telling Amy, Amy usually doesn't watch these events with me, but she was sitting on the couch next to me, and she's watching, and I'm like, this kid, I'm explaining Nathan Rivera to Amy, and I'm like, it was the first or second fight out, he gave a note to Feldman and said, open it after I win. And it was like, hey, I told you so, or I told you I'll win by knockout or whatever. Then last time he had a newspaper, and the front page of the newspaper was like, Nathan Rivera wins by knockout or whatever. I'm like, this kid's very aware of how to market himself. Soon as he wins, he goes under the ropes, and and I'm like, oh, he's over there talking to Dave Feldman right now. He must have done something else. Sure enough, he had the wherewithal to stick a fucking envelope underneath, find out what chair David Feldman was going to be sitting in. He had help from somebody.
We got to find out how he did that.
Who's the help? Somebody found out what chair David Feldman was going to be sitting in and stuck that thing under there for him. Maybe it was Sosha. Maybe it was Cranston. It was one of those guys.
It could have been it could have been one of the cornermen as soon as he fought, as Big Ben's waving his hand. Is he saying
he might have been Big Ben?
Big Ben did it, because the thing is, like, you don't want to put it on. I mean, he could have put it under there and just like, if he wins, he wins, and if he doesn't win, and no one, he doesn't say anything. But it's like at some point, someone had to put that underneath there, which is very cool.
Dude, he keeps hitting home runs. This kid, man. Hey, props to Nathan Rivera. You know what I mean? He was a rookie of the year candidate last year, and maybe he'll be breakout fighter of the year this year, because he's a star in the making for sure.
Yes.
And then Meister just beat the snot out of White. Right?
They beat each other up a little bit.
They did, yeah. But yeah, that was a beating for sure.
Yes.
This one here, Papa G. This was
a wild one.
A wild one. Was it the first knockdown that Papa G got that was like so clearly in the back of fucking A Sample's head? Was that the first one?
I don't know.
Dude, there was one of them. It was such a fucking clear back of the head shot. It just dropped him. And like Ace was like shot out of a fucking cannon the entire goddamn fight. Yeah. Papa G was countering him. It was like two knockdowns for Larimore. Samples knocks down Larimore. Larimore knocks down Samples again. It was like, holy shit, this is insane. There wasn't much technique in there, that's for sure.
They were just swinging every time. Not one time did they like just go, okay, let's fucking take a second, fucking take a breath.
There was no feeling out here.
No, they just said, fuck it, I just got knocked down, I'm coming straight ahead. That's it.
It was wild.
Let's go. Kill mode. Crazy fight.
We met Papa G out at Sturgis last year, and we were hoping to see him fight there. But because we didn't see him fight out at Sturgis, we got to meet him a little bit and like talk with him. He's a good kid.
Yeah.
Connor really liked him when he met him out there in Sturgis. So, when you got some flair to your fight game and you got, Connor liking you, you got some things going for you. So maybe the future's bright for Papa G now that he's back into the winning column there. Jomi Escoboza.
Yeah.
What an awkward dude. I hope Jomi doesn't get offended by this, but he has a really awkward fight stance. I mean, he has he's almost like he throws his jabs like almost like down when he like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He
Well, I
has
mean,
a
that kind of was his thing, right? That's how
right.
he's always been. He's got he's always say the goofy jab,
The goofy jab, man. And
and he does it. Yeah, he does this thing. He's different.
it's awkward as fuck. And Jay
And it
Jackson
won him
just
10 fights so far.
right.
You're right. Like
He's got an
he knows
amazing
what he's doing.
record. Jay, and I said
It's the
to
cat shit coffee too that helps him.
Jomi did good, man. And Jay had no answer for anything that that Jomi was doing. And I did like that at one point in the fight, Ryan Perez is like, would you fucking finish this guy? He's like, follow the jab with some fucking combos and finish this fucking dude off, man. It was a one-sided victory. And Jay Jackson, I don't know what it is. I love Jay. Look at his record, everybody. It is win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. So he was following suit, dude. He got another. Look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at this. This is my favorite fight of his. Jackson versus Bell. Love that fight. Love it. Go back and watch it, people.
It's his first one. He lifted
Win,
that dude with
loss.
a fucking knockout. It was great.
And then he won.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah. Janowski.
Stevie
And then
Janowski.
lost
I
Stevie
feel
Janowski.
10 feet tall right now.
He had 2
Kenny.
losses. He had 3 losses in a row here. Bing, bing, bing.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
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 And then he went back to win,
Win.
and then loss.
Yeah.
So he started off win, loss, and then went back. But I mean, he's at
Dude,
a
Jomi
look at these
Escoboza. Hey,
guys. What happened to Janowski? What the hell happened to that guy?
it's time to put some respect on Jomi Escoboza's name, dude. He's 10 and fucking 1 in professional
2.
bare knuckle fight. 10 and 2, my bad. But like, what a record. That dude's the man. Jomi's awesome. He's a good
Both
guy
of these
too.
guys. I remember we were saying how they would love each other. They just hang out.
They'd be best friends.
Yeah, I feel like they like all the same
Play some
stuff.
video games, watch some anime, talk some shit,
Dragon Ball Z,
nerd
yep.
shit, talk some nerd shit. Yeah. This fight right here, Mike, I thought Ryan was gonna give this thing away.
I did too.
I don't know how else to say it, but Ryan Reber looked, was it second round? Phenomenal. He looked
second round, yes.
Phenomenal in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of coasted through the rest of the fight.
Yeah, he started like doing less as it like it was like the first round, Guyman came out. I think he might have won that round, actually, the Guyman, right?
Guyman came out like a bat out of hell, dude. It was fucking crazy.
And then Reber wanted to get that shit back. So he's like, fuck this, let me do my thing. He gets a knockdown. He's doing well. But as soon as he smelled blood, he fucking went in for the kill. He got the knockdown. He was doing great. Going to the next round. Then he wins. I believe he won that round. But like it was like every round he started, like you said, he kind of was just like, okay, let me like just kind of keep the momentum, but not like capitalize on it, and just kind of try to stay there in like the winning. It's I feel like he let off a little bit too much because I was nervous at the end of that fight that they were gonna. I was like, I think they've given it to Guyman. I think Guyman was going to steal it away by the end because it was too much not being offensive, too much defensive reaction.
I wonder if Ryan watches that fight back and is happy with what he sees because, like you said, Guyman came out like a fucking madman, and Ryan didn't really have much to stop him. It wasn't like it was a fucking landslide round for Guyman, but Guyman won the first round just off of pure fucking aggression. And
he just kept coming forward.
Kept throwing punches. He might not be landing them all, but he's throwing a ton. But
round one. Look at the difference in round one.
Yeah, I can't see that. It's too
thrown 74. Guyman threw 74, landed 38, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reber threw 36, landed 18 in the first round. Like, so the Guyman was just going. And we know Ryan is he's a counter fighter, right? He's a counter puncher, counter fighter. He'll go right to the ropes and he'll just fight back like that. And he does very well. It is his style. So you can't tell him not to fight in his style. That's
he'll tell you that's his thing.
That's what he does.
I'm a counter striker. That's me.
Even in the
But
second round, he was outthrown, but he did not. He landed more and he got a knockdown.
yeah, he's a beast though. But like Ryan, was definitely the better fighter. I mean, you know, I mean, he's the more.
Yes,
He's
more
got the.
precise.
He's got the better punches. He was landing at a higher percentage.
Yep.
But the amount of backing up and allowing his back to go against the ropes for the rest of the fight after that second round was what made me think, man, I think Ryan's winning the fight, but I don't know if he actually is winning the fight anymore because Guyman is just outworking him the entire fucking time. You know?
Right. Yes.
And he gets the victory. He bounces back from his loss and had an awesome call out of Justin Ibarola in Blas. He says, I need to fight Alberto Blas again, but you know, if he ain't around, in Justin Ibarola, you made yourself your own belt. I'll fucking fight you for that one or whatever he said. So like, good for Ryan. He got the dub, and he made the right call outs. So it was a good victory, but it was a scary victory in my eyes.
Yes. Obviously, like we always say, easy to say to do more, but I think the thing is that he showed that he had what it took to, gain the edge in that fight, but only went to it that one time. You know what I mean? Because the second he turned on the gas, like he caught Guyman, he's like, "Yup, that's it." And he smelled blood, and he went in for the kill. It just started swinging, boom, 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 and Guyman went down. And after that, it was kind of like, okay, I got this. And then he wins another round, but then he just kept kind of coasting that out towards the end. And I was like, man, I really thought that he was wearing him down, and you could tell that every time he hit Guyman was like kind of getting wobbled. You know what I mean? He would get wobbled, but then he would come back and just start swinging like a maniac. And I'm like, man, when's Ryan going to come back in for that kill again? And he didn't really do it, But Guyman was, not taking anything away from Guyman, because Guyman was tough. He kept coming forward. He's throwing fucking heavy shots. He's hitting them. He's cutting Ryan. They had a great fight. It was a great, great fight. I just do think that Ryan was in the driver's seat of that entire fight. So wherever that fight he wanted to go, it was going to go. That's what it seemed like to me. And he was in the driver's seat, but it seemed like he was taking directions from the passenger. That's a good, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like what was happening there. So, yep. But I would love to see Ryan versus Ibarola. Now that would be fantastic.
I would love to see that one. Yep.
That's the one that needs to be made.
And
7-1, and
dude, and what can you say about Jared Warren, dude? God damn, that dude hits hard. And you can tell Joe Creer is a super high level fighter. He has been nothing but impressive since he's been at the BKFC. He is massive. When you seen him get in the ring the other night, you got to see just how big Joe Creer actually is. Just a giant, 6'4", super long, big dude. Jared Warren fucking landed massive shots on him. Big Ben says knocked him out 3 times in 32 seconds. Pretty much. He was fucking... Everything that Jared was throwing had a lot of aggression behind it. And he was going for the kill with every single fucking punch he threw. It was crazy.
Yeah. The one thing that I will say, and we'll have to talk to our buddy Andrew Glenn now, because we now talk to him, and we have a good, I think, a relationship with him now, which is nice.
I know what you're going to say, and I agree 100%. 100%. I know what you're going to say.
Creer is standing up. Yes, he got hit. Was he out cold? I don't know. Maybe he got like a flash knockout, but who am I to say he was out? He did wobble. He did kind of fall. He covers up. He's not throwing any punches. He's getting hit. The fight doesn't get stopped. He falls forward, tries to grab onto Warren, but doesn't, and falls to the ground. And before any count happens, it's being waved off. I cannot agree with that.
Give him the 10. Give him the count.
He fell. Give him the 8 count now, because he fell to the ground. Now, I don't know. I watched it like 3 or 4 times. I don't know, like, because as he's falling forward, I don't know if Glenn was already coming in to wave off the fight because he thought, like, that's it. Too many unanswered punches. Too many times it looked like he had, like, lost his faculties, kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, almost fell, but, like, caught himself, like, almost like flash knockouts, but you can't see his eyes. You can't see what's going on. But the second he actually falls to the ground, it's just waved off. It's like, like I feel like just start counting. So I don't know if he was already coming in for the stop and didn't realize that he was falling when Andy Glenn called it off. But I would have liked to see the 8 count to let him get to his feet. And yes, he was really fucked up. And yes, Warren probably would have won that fight after that. But
it's very much like
try to get up.
Like the James Brown HD fight. Remember the James Brown HD fight? I don't know if it was Andy in that one as well, but like I don't like when these guys, when a fighter gets to his feet and just give him the count. Give him the courtesy of counting. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. He looked like he earned it. I don't know. The guys in the comment section are saying that he was getting fucked up, but I do.
He was getting fucked up.
He was getting
fucked up.
He was getting fucked up. But what we're saying is there's no 3 knockdown rule. Just fucking count. Just maybe, Zach Kalmus.
He fell to the ground.
Zach Kalmus gets a 10-second count every single time he goes down, and he gets knocked down fucking 19 times a fight. But they just keep counting for him. They keep letting him get back up. You know what? You start counting, he gets back up, he fucking bleeds in the referee's face for a second, and they let him keep fighting. Yes. Give everybody the same courtesy. I mean, to wave it off, I don't know. You should have counted. I don't know. That's it.
Yes, he was getting beat up, but yeah, when he fell, he deserves the count. He was not out cold. He did get hurt a bunch, but he fell. And the thing is that after he fell, he did stand back up.
Right.
And he looked over to the ref like, okay, I'm ready to start fighting. And then realized he actually called it off. And it kind of seemed like, yeah, he didn't argue because he knew he was fucked up. You know what I mean? But it kind of did seem like he was like, oh shit, you didn't even fucking count? Like, it's over? Okay, I guess, because I did get fucked up. But like, why not give him the count? And as you're doing the count, you're looking at this guy over, and then you go, okay, he's too fucked up. I'm gonna stop it now. Why stop it before you gauge how the fighter is? Like,
give them all the same courtesy. This is what we're saying. And there's talking about it in the comment section when Hunt fought Mike Richmond and he stood up. Lorenzo wasn't okay.
He fell against the ropes.
He put his arms against the ropes and held himself up for an extra second or two. And he asked him, "Are you good? Are you good?" As his arms are on the ropes, and then he gets off the ropes, puts his hands up. He gave him the courtesy of fucking the 8 count, and then a little bit more actually as he's leaning against the ropes. And what happens? He fucking lands one right down the pipe and defends his title against Mike Richmond. It was like, I don't know. I agree 100% with you, Mike. I think we were texting with each other that night. Like, why didn't he fucking count? Let him give him that count. Yeah. Give him the count. That's all.
That's why I was thinking like, oh, do I give him the benefit of the doubt? Thinking like maybe he was just about to call it off for like, hey, he's knocked out on his feet. I'm coming in to wave it off. And at the same time that he does it, because at the same time that Andy Glenn's kind of walking in, he actually bumps into him. Glenn, like he bumps into Creer, falls into Warren. Glenn's coming in, kind of bumps into him a little bit. And like, then he's like calling it off. So it's like, I don't know if he was just going to call it off while I was standing. And then that's what, you know what I mean? It was just, I don't know. Just give
Big Ben saying in person, he was out cold and he fell to the ground. It was the way he went down. It was
out cold. What do you mean he's out cold, dude? Watch the fucking fight. There's like a split second. What do you mean he's out cold? He wasn't out cold. What are you talking about? I watched the fight like 4 times. Nobody was out. He was not out cold. Out cold is when you're on the ground sleeping. That's called out cold.
People get little flash knockouts all the time. Like he might have been knocked out for a half a second.
There's no way that you could gauge he was out cold. Like that is insane. He was on his feet. He was out cold.
Yeah, come on. Get out of here, man. Come on, man. Yeah. I don't agree with that either.
He got hit and he jumped right up. It's one of those flash, and it happened a couple times. So I don't know, but I just think like, listen.
Russ Maxim says Ben is out cold every day of his life.
Listen, I don't know. You can use the term very loosely, out cold. But when I think out cold, is someone on the goddamn ground sleeping. That's out cold for me. So,
Mike, we got to give away one more thing.
We do, but do we have a question?
Let's show. Yeah, we got a question. All right, and it'll be easy if
All
you
right,
guys.
hold on. Let me.
If you guys watch our show every week, last week, was it last week? We had Quentin. When did we have Quentin Gaskins on?
It might have been last week, actually.
Okay, in the past couple episodes, we had Quentin Gaskins and Ryan Reber both on the show, separate episodes. Quentin Gaskins told us that he met Ryan Reber at an event and they became best friends, and they've been best friends ever since. What event was it that Ryan Reber and Quentin Gaskins met each other? If you watch this show, it was a couple episodes ago.
This is what you can win. We haven't even shown them.
Yes, we're giving away this plaque. It was the Clearwater event. Look at how fucking cool this thing is. That has the entire fight card on there. Not only does it have the fight card on there, flip it over, look at that thing. Every single fighter that was on the card signed that plaque. Every single fighter that was on that card, and bonus, G. Perez, the Cup Man, also signed that card. Signed that plaque. So, Quentin Gaskins told us on our episode, a couple episodes ago, that he met Ryan Reber at an event, and they have been best friends ever since. We also said that we met both of those gentlemen at that same exact event, and we met Quentin's dog as well. If you guys are followers of the show, you will know what event that was. Put it in the comment section, and you get this sick, like one of only 3 on the planet, right? He said he made 3 of these, and I don't even think all 3 of them got fucking signed. So this might be one of 1. We have a guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he. Yeah, I don't think he got them all signed, but
no. So we have a guess in the comment section. I am going to confirm.
The answer has not been given yet.
All right. So good.
I don't see it.
No, Russ says they are all signed. So he has 3 of them, just like that.
Nice,
so you guys are going to get a 1 of 3 on the planet. That's it. There's 3 of these plaques signed by these fighters. The question is, Big Ben, what event did Quentin Gaskins tell us on our show? He says, what's the question? Are you fucking ridiculous? Wake up. Ben's out cold again. What event Ryan Reber fought on the card? Quentin Gaskins, did he fight on the card too?
No.
Okay, so Quentin was just there. Ryan Reber fought on the card.
There with his dog. And you know who else was there?
Dog.
OG Shawnee Mack was there. So that should give you a little bit of a hint that it wasn't 70, 63. That's too late. Shawnee Mack was there.
Yep. You guys should know this, man.
The dog was there.
The dog was there.
Gaskins' dog was there. We were there. Who else was there? A
Arnold
WWE
Adams
wrestler was there.
Jake Hager was there. Fake knocked out Joe.
A couple of WWE wrestlers were there.
Joe Miggs. He fake knocked out Joe Miggs at that event. You know what I mean? Yeah. It might have been a fight.
Yep, that's as much as we can give, I think, because we're going to give it away in a second before long.
Okay, so
no one said it yet. I'm paying close attention here, and I do not see the answer. And people,
do you have the event
close.
number?
I do. I have it.
I have it on my wall up here. Actually, it's
I can't see it, Kyle. It's not close enough to see. It's
right,
not on your screen.
It's right there above this poster. I have a billboard mat of it right there.
Yeah.
Julian Lane fought on the card. Arnold Adams fought on the card.
Don't let Ben steal this away from you guys. I don't even know if we should allow Ben is just get too much shit. I'm just kidding. I love you, Ben.
This had to be a hard one. Oh. No, it wasn't that. You're
You
getting
gotta say,
closer
just
though.
put the
Corey
number in
Rivera.
here. Let's see this number. People are getting close, but they're not quite getting it. And it's not as far back as 12. That's too far back.
That's too far back. I can give you guys another hint.
Oh, I see what Quill Eagle's doing here. Savage Media, you're way too far in the future. And
There it is. There's
we've
the
got
winner.
a winner. We've got a winner. You got it, Kyle?
Yep. Adrian Cantu. You are the
BKFC 25.
25. Headlined by Dylan Kleckler, who will be fighting at Mohegan Sun very soon. Dylan Kleckler versus Arnold Adams. You had Dave Mundell fighting Julian Lane. You had Daniel Rivera defeating J.R. Ridge on that card. Brandon Malo Lambert was supposed to fight Jack Claffey and backed out, and Claffey ended up beating Slick Rick Caruso on that card.
Yes.
Yeah. So congratulations, Adrian Cantu. Can you get on our Instagram page and DM me on Instagram or Facebook Messenger? I
have Dave Shipley's information. He did message. So
all right. So you are the winner. Congratulations. That piece of memorabilia is super
very cool.
That is
with a stand. It's got a little stand on it.
One of only 3 signed by all them fighters, dude. Fucking awesome.
I don't know if the stand's included. I did happen to comment on the stand, but I'm not sure if the stand is included.
And that was made by Russ Maxim.
Yeah, he made that.
The founder
with his bare hands.
The founder of the Extreme BKFC fans page, and probably the hardest working fan on the fucking planet when it comes to taking care of the fighters and taking care of the BKFC fans. Russ is one of one, bro. Nobody does it like Russ Maxim. Shout out to him, and congratulations, Adrian, for winning that. Very fucking cool piece of memorabilia. Mike, we have a few other things we wanted to talk about, and Josh Dyer didn't show up. So what do you want to talk about? I'll let
Josh
you run.
Dyer actually texted me, and he said, "Go fuck yourself." No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, he did?
He did not say that. No, he didn't. I made that up. That's a lie.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on. I think we kind of do know what's going on, but we'll just leave it. He's probably not going to make it. So it's okay. It's okay because we get to give some stuff away. We get to talk about the fights. We haven't really done a lot of this stuff lately because we're doing lots of interviews and get off the other way. So that's how we get off. Get off the bare knuckle on the Mike and Mish show. Get in the missionary position and get off on the Mike and Mish show. About bare knuckle, I mean.
Hey, so what do you want? So go ahead, drive the train.
Go through. Okay, I'm going to drive this train right now. And what we're going to do is, okay, so we did just talk about this card. Fantastic. Very fun. Lots of good stuff happened. We gave away some memorabilia. And now we're moving on to this card, which we just had Richman on. We were going to have Dyer on. And listen, the Marine at D-Day. Can you imagine? What a fucking wow.
Yep.
How awesome that lined up. So this is going to be a great fight. I don't really have too many fucking fight
somebody should have told Josh to relax on the fucking trap flexing in that picture.
Take it easy, man.
Jesus, guy.
Trap in your traps.
Trap City.
I do have this for that card, but I didn't pull too many posters for this event.
Who?
But let's go through the other events that are going to be happening. Mike Jones. So May 10th, we've got the Dyer Richmond card. June 6th, Mundell versus Sanchez. What a fucking awesome card that's going to be.
Awesome main event. I have to go through and look at the whole card. I don't remember who else is on that, but we're not going to go all the way through that right now. But that's going to be following the May. There's nothing in between May 10th and June 6th, huh?
No.
Wow, a little break.
Josh Moreno's fighting. Eric Dodson's fighting. Steve O'Morris is back, so he's fighting Eric Dodson. We've got Derek Perez versus Rick Caruso. Felipe Chavez versus James Dennis. William Albrecht versus Kyle McElroy. Dominic Carey's back. Let's see. Coca versus Josh Marr. So there's a bunch of fights going on.
Headlined by the best in the world right now. He has been the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the rankings for quite a while now. Dave Mundell is as good as it gets in the sport of bare knuckle, and Donald Sanchez has been on a collision course to get to him, and he's finally got him, and he's doing it in front of his hometown. So shout out to Dave Mundell for taking it to enemy territory and doing his thing out there. June 6th. I love it.
Yes. So following that fight card, we will go back to Mohegan Sun, where the main event is Parker Porter versus Dustin Kleckler, who we just spoke about, BKFC 25.
Dylan
Kleckler. What did I say?
You said Dustin.
Dustin. Is that his brother?
I don't know.
Weird. Anyways,
I don't know what that
I think it is his brother. So anyways, not that guy, the other guy.
Hey, Parker Porter looked great in his last fight, and he told us at the Mohegan Sun last time we talked to him that he is all in on this sport and he wants to become a heavyweight world champion for the BKFC. So he's fighting a former title contender who was fighting on that card that Quentin Gaskins and Ryan Reaver met each other out there.
Yep.
So, all right.
There's a
Keep
few
going.
fights on that card that I have here. The Deshulo versus Panel.
Rico Deshulo, yep. That Howard one right there. John Howard, Doomsday. Like, that's a pretty cool signing for the BKFC. He's been around for a very long time and done a lot of things in the world of MMA. So Howard versus Casey is a good one. I saw that and I was like, oh, all right. They're not even going to talk about that. Okay. And they should. But I'm excited about that one.
Actually, I was just trying to bring up. So DeCastro, I don't have it, but DeCastro versus Josh Watson. Jorgen DeCastro versus Josh.
Yeah, Jorgen DeCastro looked incredible in his freaking debut for the BKFC in Mohegan Sun the last time, and now Jorgen DeCastro gets Josh Watson in his second one. So that's a fantastic matchup. I love it.
Can I share?
We also have Brennan Ward on that. Brennan Ward's back too.
Brennan Ward is going to be on. I have Peters versus Nolan, Costa versus Burgos.
Oh, Randy Costa. For those who don't know, Randy Costa is a New England guy, and I didn't realize. I knew he fought for the UFC. I didn't realize he fought 6 times for the UFC. He had a nice little MMA career. Didn't have the greatest run in the UFC, but so many great fighters don't. You know what I mean? Like, when you make it to the UFC, you're fighting the elite of the elite. So he went 2-4 in the UFC. But Randy Costa is a beast. Brennan Ward's back, dude. Ward gets another win. He gets another win, and he's a problem for that 175 division. Brennan is for sure. Yeah. Lardy Navarro. So Cito,
Slick Cito
brought such a big crowd to Mohegan Sun last time. So fighting Quentin Foy, that's a good one.
Casey Howard versus Casey.
Oh, Rick Hahn's back.
Rick Hahn's back. Yeah.
This is a good card. Like, I wonder when they're gonna actually start talking about it. That guy Diedrich, he's the one that Suck a Luck Chuck, right? Wasn't it him and Suck a Luck Chuck?
Suck a Luck Chuck.
Yeah, him and Suck a Luck Chuck went to fucking war, and
there it is. Suck a Luck Chuck.
Yeah, and he beat Suck a Luck Chuck, right? Or did he lose?
He lost.
He lost, but they were fucking duking it the fuck out, right? I can't remember.
Yep. And then he he beat Arroyo, and now here he is versus Diedrichs. All right. Peters versus Nolan, as I said. Lennon versus Carson. Lennon, we met that guy, Lennon, at the last event. Cost versus Burgos. And let's see the free fight side. There's nothing there. Oh, wait, is there something? Nope, nothing there yet. So fights to be announced. So, okay. So, anyways, let's
after Mohegan Sun.
After Mohegan Sun, let me go back up to the pictures here, and we have, boom,
dude. Oh my god!
Look at that,
Texas, baby, dude.
Hello.
They are busting into Texas, and they have the rematch of what was one of the greatest fights you'll ever fucking see in a BKFC squared circle. Tenaglia versus Soto in Marbella was, without question, that was like the atmosphere. I don't know if I've ever felt crowd energy like that. We felt it for a very short period of time when Mike Richmond and Lorenzo Hunt were fighting for that one round, right? That was like a roller coaster of emotions. Like everybody was like, oh, whoa, it was fucking nuts. This one was different because Soto won over the crowd. That was like a true. They talked about the Kamosi thing being like a Rocky moment when Kamosi fought that dude, Biki, or 2 weeks ago. But this one was for real. This was Rocky 4. This was Rocky going into enemy territory, getting booed out the building before the fight, and then the crowd cheering for him at the end. It was absolutely incredible, and that is a rematch that I am so excited about that one.
Yeah,
and they're opening up Texas to it. I don't know who else is going to be on that card.
They don't have anything on the
Nothing,
website right now.
Yeah, I was just looking too. I hope they load that thing up, man, because you're going into a new state. It's the biggest state other than Alaska, but we're never going to go there. Who the fuck wants to go to Alaska, you know?
Yep. So following that card, we have this BKFC Birmingham, June 28th. Listen, he's back, and there is
Danny Christie.
Yep. Fighting Christie, championship bout, Connor Turney versus Danny Christie. There is a few other fights. Jamie Cox versus Charles Wasserman, Frankie Gavin and Jack Dugdale, and Jimmy Wallhead versus David.
Yeah, Oscar.
Chalinsky. No.
A different David.
Yes. So there are 4 fights on that card so far. And then we'll move to July 12th, where Perdomo versus Adams, the former 2-time heavyweight champ, against Perdomo. Perdomo's toughest test to date. This one I am really looking forward to. This is going to be...
Mike, hold on. We do have to go back to Texas just for a second. Russ Maxim made a good point. Kenzie Morrison is making his debut against Alex Davis, right? Is it Alex Davis? Is that the one?
I don't have the poster, the fight poster for them guys, but I thought that I may have had.
But Kenzie Morrison is making his debut, and that's a big thing too. I can't wait for that. So we can go back to the July 12th. July 12th. Do they have all the fights listed for that one yet?
So for July 12th, so they have this, and then obviously they have Perez versus Strode on that card.
Yeah.
And then let me go back here and take a look at the Hollywood card to see who else is on there, and there is nobody else.
It's so just those 2 listed, right?
Just those 2 listed.
You would imagine that they're going to try to get Duran on there, or HD, or you know what I mean, the regulars that help sell out. Rambo,
you know
maybe.
What's after that? You know what's after that, which I don't have a graphic
Sturgis?
for? BKFC Sturgis and BKFC Australia. No fights announced yet for either one of these, but Beck Rawlings is going to fight in Australia. If she doesn't, it's a fucking crime.
They should have Beck. They should have Beck fight Jessica Rose Clark. In Australia.
Oh my God.
It would be awesome. We're getting word in the comments section here that Gogo will probably be on that card. Duran is fighting.
Oh, Howie's saying Australia's off.
AJ the Biggest is fighting. So that would be should be if Australia is off, that's too bad. It's probably going to be 2026.
Oh, but yeah, it might not be like, it might be off for August
for now.
I'm sure they'll be there eventually.
But August 2nd in Sturgis, guys, I'm telling you right now, if you want to go have an absolute blast for a few days and see BKFC fights, get out to Sturgis. Mike and I went last year. We don't have motorcycles and we're not bikers or anything, but the biker culture out there, they were all cool fucking people. Everybody was having a good time. Everybody's having drinks, and
I thought it was going to be absolute madness, like people fighting everywhere and shit.
Yeah, there was not people beating, getting in fights all over the place. It was awesome. But also, Mike, we were there for the first weekend, so You know,
we were there the first couple of days.
yeah,
We were
maybe
just
like
getting started. They
maybe
barely even warmed up by the
right.
time we left.
So, if I could recommend, if you're a partier, you like to have a good time, you like to go out and get in a crowd full of fucking rowdy people and have a good time, get out to Sturgis, because we had a blast last time, and I'm sure they're going to top it this time. The event's going to be bigger and better, and there's going to be 3 times as many people there. So can't wait to see I can't wait to see what they announce for that card. Yeah, so
all right.
awesome.
Well,
Hey, huge shout out to Mike Richmond for coming on here, and best wishes, and hope everything's okay with Josh. He's got a huge opportunity to become a world champion this weekend, fighting one of the best that have ever done it. So, and I mean it when I say that. Mike Richmond is one of the best that we've ever seen step into a BKFC squared circle. He really is. He's next level good. He's took a couple losses, but he lost to the best of the best. And he, damn near didn't lose the first one. So with that said, real quick, shout outs to our sponsors, Dynamic Life, Weight Loss, Sexual Health, and Anti-Aging. Get over to @LIV Dynamic on Instagram. Check out their Instagram page. Follow it. Hit the link in the bio. It'll take you to their page. You can become a patient in just 20 seconds and get your life in order with Dynamic Life. And then head over to @Rasha Elite. That is the official mindset and recovery tool of the BKFC and the Mike and Mish show. The Rasha, @Rasha Elite on Instagram. Hit the link in the bio. It'll take you to their website. You can read all about it. Mike.
One last comment. DJ Tony, you're so wrong, dude. You don't know how wrong you are. He said, Sturgis is probably not a good place for me to visit. Off out loud, I'm good, dog. He's so wrong.
You're way
I thought
wrong,
the same
dude.
thing about, like, dude, you had, like, no, you're wrong. Yeah, I was wrong.
That is a old school bullshit fucking state of mind, dude. Knock it off. Come out.
I thought it was going to be a totally different type of environment there, and I was totally wrong too. Like, it was so different. It was so different.
There was people from all walks of life. There was people from all.
I ain't touching no motorcycles, man. That is nothing. No way. That whole thing I thought was gonna be totally different. I really did. Tony, come with us. We'll have a great time.
Yeah, but if I
get some fighters on the card and meet us there. Yes, but put your fucking Stone Cold vest on and get over.
Yeah. Put the Stone Cold vest on.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was so different than I thought.
Maybe you can hold a little person in a bikini in your arms.
Maybe.
You know what I mean, and have a good time. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Congratulations to those 2 guys that won memorabilia tonight, and make sure you're tuned in to the fights this weekend when Mike and Josh headline that awesome event out in Salt Lake City. Mike, do you have anything else for the people?
Love you all. Fucking peace.
Peace.